Have you ever seen a black man eating a carrot before? Well, now you have. So welcome back everyone, miss me? I know, calm down, calm down, calm down. Let's talk about worms, baby. Let's talk about you and me. There are 3 types of worms to consider when it comes to composting. There's blue nose, there's tiger, and then there's red wrigglers. Tiger worms are more adaptable, but they all break down organic matter just as good as each other, but like I said, tiger worms are more adaptable. All worms break down organic matter, but it's just composters do it a lot better. For example, those big massive worms, can't remember the name, but those big massive worms that you see in the garden, you think, oh my god, what are these guys? And they'll look good on the hook, put it that way. They eat the organic matter that the compost worms break down, so it's just like, it's a funny process. And yeah, basically worms are good, all worms are good. So ideally you want your worm bin to be facing or in a shady position. My one outside in the garden is north facing, which is perfect. So it's not too hot, it's not too cold. Pretty much consider worms a bit like Goldilocks. They need to kind of have the right location, because if it gets too cold, they will die. As in, if it freezes, they will die. Not all of them, but a lot of them will die, and you don't want that. And if it's too hot, then they'll just bake. Or what they do, they tend to wriggle to the top or wriggle all the way down, and it just gets too hot. So imagine, just like being in an oven, it's not nice, an organic composting oven. Ugh, imagine. Anyway, so you need, but the thing is, if you look at I got a little image here of my worm bin outside. It's insulated, so it doesn't get too cold, it won't get too hot, so it's like, it's perfect. I like to look after my pets, people. I like to look after my pets. But the worm bins at the land, Persica Meadows, they're going to be facing southwest. Yes, I know that's hot, it's roasting, but the sun's unforgiving now. It's ridiculous. Like, oh, you will leave with a tan if you work there. But I'm going to put in front of it, I'm going to put in like a nice little windbreak consisting of just all the kind of random, like there's willow, there's going to be horse chestnut, euonymus, you name it, just nice random shrubbery that I've got knocking around the land, just to kind of give it a nice kind of screen from the sun. And what will happen in the winter time or autumn time, what I need to do, what I'm going to do is lift off the lids when the sun come autumn and let the rain kind of percolate through, and then let them kind of get some nice fresh rainwater, and all the leaves from the trees that are in front of it, because I mainly plant deciduous stuff, is it going to fall down into the worm bins, and the worms can feast. So the windbreak will provide food, shelter for the worms, and for anything else around that would want to kind of move in and live in there. So practicality, functional, organic, what do you call it? So I wouldn't say off pasture, but anyways, it's just a nice way of kind of giving back. Because for example, I've just hacked a good, I don't know how big that space is, and say about what, 20 meters by 10 meters of space cut back of all the wildlife. So I do feel bad for doing that, but I know it's for the better. So that's why I'm giving back by putting trees and creating other little homes and spaces for anything that wants to move in. So why have worms? I'll tell you why. We throw away 1.9 million tons of food waste everywhere. We just chuck it everywhere, or just chuck it away. Yeah, that's a lot of food. So why just chuck that just to food waste or landfill? Why just chuck it there? Why don't we just give it to some worms? Because what worms will do, they'll take it in and then break it down and turn it into the best fertilizer there is. That's why you should have a worm bin. Everyone with a pet should have worms. Why? Why you should have worms? It's because worms eat poo. Yes, worms eat poo. There's no waste in nature, basically. So as you can see, look, a little video here is my worm bin next to my worm bin next to my cat toilet. Coco still uses it. So back in the day when I moved house, I brought the cats in. I didn't want them to run away, so I built a catio. It was a faff. But so they can go outside, because when you have a male cat, I got a male and female cat, males tend to want to run all the way home. They went out and they did their do, and they needed a space to go, so I made it the fluffiest, perfect tilled soil ever that they could think. They wouldn't want to go anywhere else. And plus with the scented kind of garden bed I made, I put loads of sticks and stuff on top of it, so they couldn't kind of use that bed, so they only had one place to go. So there you have it. So simply what you do, you just dig up the poos and chuck them in the compost heap. Do this on a weekly basis because it does build up, and I know if you see my old video, my Otis has passed away, so I had to deal with 14 poos a week. Now it's only 7, and 14 poos is a lot of poos to deal with. It was a lot of space. I did at the time, I was doing it twice a week. Yeah, when it comes to carnivorous poos, there's a lot of horrible nasties in there that will kind of make you ill. So you don't want that on your fresh vegetables. But herbivore poos is perfectly fine. You can put herbivorous poos or kind of omnivorous poos on there. I know dogs are omnivores, but they eat everything, their poo is very similar to ours, and we can't directly just put our poo straight on veg beds. We need to let it break down. But if you want to keep that poo, you don't want to just put it on your trees. What you can do with that poo is you get that poo, or the carnivorous poo, omnivore poo, and you put it in a compost heap and you can heat it up. And here's another link up here for you to have a look if you want to look at how my compost systems and how they work. But yeah, the hotter the better, because you'll get rid of all the nasties in there, and then you can use it on your fresh green veg. But me, even if I did do that, just to be safe, I'll just put it on my trees and put it on my berry bushes and in my orchard, basically, because yeah, I don't want to get sick, because dog's dirt can blind. Poo, glorious poo, lumpy bits and diarrhea. Let's jump back to Persica Meadows now, and let's see you put the bath together. Oh my God. Never again.
Dude's apple.
Yeah, we ready to get some horse poo?
Yes.
This guy said he wants to help. the poo, and this guy is still sleeping. So more freebie worms, so you don't have to deal with all the plastic and then the deliveries and air miles and CO2, all that kind of stuff, is get an old bag of rubbish. Any bag, could be a piece of slate, could be, well, I've got this bag, I've got about 10 of these, and you could use a piece of slate if you need, or some old bricks. That old bag is it's insulative, if that's the word. Google it. But what you do, you leave it on the old patch of grass on a piece of area that you don't want to use, or you're not using that much. And what happens is it's a nice warm space for the worms to hide out when on these frosty, crisp mornings. So then you get this. Hello guys, so the bath's set and ready. Got a slight slant. Reason why I've got it at this tiny little slant is that when I do kind of pour water on top, just to kind of give the worms a bit more moisture, is that it's going to run towards the kind of plug hole, which is that's where you can get your worm tea or worm juice basically. But this is, you can kind of just like dilute it, mix it with water and then sprinkle it on your plants. So I know a lot of YouTube channels will say when it comes to kind of prepping your worm bath, is that you pour loads of gravel or 20mm gravel or some type of drainage system in there and then cover it over with some weed cloth. Whereas to me, I find that it's just a bit extra and it's just another kind of piece of material that you need to buy. If you're trying to be cheap and can't be asked for those heavy bags, then what you do is you get some chicken wire and you get some, I hate this stuff, I'm going to be honest with you, which is weed mat, and literally you just roll it round and wrap it up like this. And there you go, simple. So all you need to do is weigh this down with a couple of bricks so it goes over the plug hole, and there you have it. And imagine you have to fill all these baths here with gravel, 11 baths. No. So I'm not worried if worms do wriggle out underneath and go down, because at the end of the day, it's going to be many more worms to come. And it's going to go to a good place. It's not like they're going to wander off and head off and elope across the border, are they? So they're just literally going to spread some more goodness into the soil around this place, which is what I want to do. We want to make this place fertile, don't we? I also collect food scraps from Cedar's nursery. I get about, how many? About 4 of these a week. So yeah, yummy. These worms are going to love this. Thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you learned a lot, because worms, we need worms in our life. We need worms, we need compost worms, we need to get composting, because we chuck out so much waste. Just everyone get some worms. They're free. You get free worms, like I said. So yeah, start composting your food waste, be good to the environment, and I'll be back with some updates on how the worm baths are going. And yeah, we've got a nice system going on. It's fun, I'm excited. So remember guys, it's not just my agenda, it's yours too.